everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 506. We are a podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
I'm Ari Rockefeller.
I am Mako-chan.
And I'm your Maho Shoujo for the evening, Ichigo Gami.
And in the event that the stream suddenly drops, please understand, it's not my computer, nor is it my router. We are around here, we're under thunderstorm warning, and I have been seeing lightning back and forth for the last couple of hours, so Mako-chan, cut it out.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
See? So, how is everybody doing tonight?
I don't have my internal screaming placard anywhere.
I'm very too tired, but that's normal.
Right. And you, Ichigo?
Tired but productive, I guess.
It's the coffee, really. You can tell me. You can be honest. It's the coffee.
It literally, I haven't actually had that much coffee today. I had like my one drink this morning, but I've been doing a lot of commission work, so yay!
Well, you go. Commission work makes the dream work. And as Theo X75 says, he's enjoying the summer in LA. Awesome. Enjoy a little bit extra for us. So, anywho, let's get the show going, shall we? Anywho,
Sure.
As you all know, we are live tonight, week of July 6th, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9:30 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session. And we're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network, and you can find them at vognetwork.com, and you can find them streaming live every Sunday, starting at 8 p.m. at Twitch TV/Vog Network. And don't forget, we also have a Discord. So come through, hang out with us there at vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice of Geeks Network has their own channel, so come through, hang out, and have a good time. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much straightforward. Wouldn't you all agree?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And let me know if you hear any buzzing in the background. As you all know, during the summer, I turn off my air conditioner, and I put a fan on about 10 feet away, and I close up the drapes, the sheets over here, so that I can get a good breeze. So far, no one is able to hear this air conditioner. As long as I don't hear it in the post edit, I don't care. That means I won't have to suffer this summer. So, anywho, let's get the ball rolling, shall we? Ari,
Okay.
how was your week? How was your day?
It was very exhausting. Well, I got paid for one, which was good.
Ching.
But since the holiday was on a weekend, it came through Saturday night.
Right.
I didn't get the retroactive stuff yet, but it was still a decent amount of money.
That's good.
I did work some overtime on the holiday, not a lot, but just a half of a shift, better than nothing.
True.
And I don't know what it is. Like last night I was not sleeping well. I mean, I don't know if it's because of the new diuretics regimen that my doctor has me on, but aside from having to get up and use the bathroom and piss myself inside out,
right?
Because of what they do, I was randomly having cramps or Charlie horses in my legs, which completely destroyed any semblance of getting a good night's sleep. It just randomly pop up, like it felt like someone stabbing me right in my calves. And at one point, it was like up around my knee, like I felt like it was going to. Oh god damn it! I've destroyed all the tendons in my knees, haven't I? I'm like, oh, my fat ass ain't gonna be able to walk anywhere. This sucks. And so there I am, just trying to contort myself in bed so that I can hold my legs out in a way that doesn't just immediately cause more pain.
I hear you.
And well, I've just been a complete wreck.
Things will definitely get better. You just gotta stay positive about it. So, anywho, Mako-chan, how was your week? How was your day?
Not horrible. Exhausting. For some reason, the last 2 weeks, I've been having issues sleeping. I really do need to get back on my sleep med regimen. Because, I don't know, I guess the summer and the, change in the light outside is really
Right.
screwing with me. But other than that, I had a decent weekend. Went to my mother's for a little barbecue and ate way too damn much. But it was so yummy.
Who was on the grill?
My mother.
Well, there you go.
She made chicken and steak kebabs with 2 different marinades for the meat. And then she had some shrimp left over from making shrimp cocktail, so she did a couple of shrimp on the Barbie. And it was very, very tasty.
See, something like that I would hop on the bus and travel down for.
Yeah, and it was good. I mean, I've been doing a lot more of the roasted veggies for lunch and dinner and kind of thing. So, I mean, it was right up to what I have been eating for myself. And they were so good. I really wish that I could bring my grill back up onto my deck instead of having to, go downstairs to use it, because I never use it.
Gotcha. And it's kind of interesting, like about 2-3 months ago, I finally tossed the little grill that I had, and I was using it on the regular, but I didn't use it at all last year, and it just got damaged over time. So I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll just toss it. I'm thinking about getting another one, like a smaller one, but a lot of the smaller ones don't have like a top, so you can kind of smoke the food. So I'm just like, eh. If I really want to get one and do some grilling, I'll do it. Other than that, I think I am fine with, whatever I got. So, Ichigo, how was your week? How was your day?
It was okay, I guess. I've been working on trying to get some invoices out for my commission list, so that's been super fun and a lot of work. And I've been working on some really intensive projects where like patterns have to match up. And if anybody's ever sewn anything in chat and tried to match up patterns or anything like that, you'll know that it is super fun. It's even more fun on a curve. So yeah, that's basically been how it's been going for me. I did end up meeting up with some pod friends for a small gathering at a local pub place to have a game night kind of thing. And that was pretty cool too. But that's pretty much what we've been doing.
Not bad, not bad. And I'm looking at your screen and I see the rose petals go by. I'm halfway expecting Tuxedo Mask to appear and you to turn your face and just go away, I got this.
How are you not sure if I am the Tuxedo Mask?
You're a lot more skilled in Tuxedo Mask, that's why.
Oh.
Oof.
But
see. So my weekend day has been the same, but I decided to actually go out and actually get barbecue for the 4th. And part of the issue I have is that there aren't any local barbecue joints in my neighborhood, and no places will deliver it, so I have to travel. And I'm like, if I'm going to travel, I'm going to go to the one spot that I think has the best damn barbecue, which is Dinosaur Barbecue. So the plan was order, hop on the train, walk half a block, grab my food, hop back, and return home. Of course, it won't be as hot, but it'll still be kind of warmish. And normally what I do is I place my order while I'm on the subway. As soon as I go past 2 stops, I just fire it off. Because by the time I get there, it's going to be coming right out. So, And I decided, they use this one site where, you can create an account. So I decided to create an account, but I have to create an account at the same time as placing the order. So I'm like, okay. Because I figured if I created an account and place my order, I figured I'd go on my phone when I'm on the subway, log in, and just be like, push the order through. But no. So I go and I get everything done. And then I find out there were no trains stopping at my stop. Now, I knew about this the day before, but I totally forgot. So I'm like, okay, 10 extra minutes. That's not that big of a deal. So I go across to the other side and wait for the next train. And I look up. Next train is 30 minutes. I'm just like, are you kidding me? So I go downstairs to the woman in the booth, and I'm like, what the hell? So she allows me to jump on at King's Highway for free. So here's the thing. I had already swiped. I'm in the system. So she calls down to the next stop. I go and I start power walking to King's Highway. And the guy sees me and he lets me through. And the way it's timing it, I'm trying to catch that train. So I get up there with 3 minutes to spare. Great. Then that train starts going slow. And then it goes. And then when I go downstairs, at one of the stops, it just sat there for like 5-6 minutes. I'm just like, really? This is a Saturday. There's no reason for this. So I end up getting there around 7:15 instead of 6:45 like I originally intended. So I end up getting back home by 8:15 as opposed to 7:45. Yes, my food is a little cold, but it was still tasty as all hell. So it wasn't so bad.
You could always just put it in the oven and heat it up for a little bit.
The funny thing is, I actually thought about throwing everything in the air fryer and just let it heat up for 5 minutes. But I'm like, no, I just want to go in and eat. But it was worth it. Next time I will probably do that if it happens again. So And as Rotten Before 21 says in our chat room here, Tuxedo Mask is the major reason why he doesn't watch Sailor Moon. And we, as we are all here on this show, fans of Sailor Moon, we feel you. We understand.
At least for the original series.
Yeah. In Crystal, he actually does have a set, so he does fight back.
I imagine it's Rose story. It'd be like Gambit's kinetic cards and the X-Men crossover games. You know what I mean?
I mean, in the manga, he has an attack with the rose. Okay, Tuxedo La Smoking Bomber. He does have an attack.
Yeah, I mean, in the manga, he's not just a secondary kind of. Yeah, he's not just standing there to look pretty and be a love interest. He actually is an integral part of the series when you start looking at it. And because Crystal is based more closely off of the manga, obviously he's going to be a more important character in Crystal.
Yeah, Rama, just imagine, Gambit's Royal Flash super combo, but with roses instead.
Something like that. Look, Ron, before 21. If you have Netflix, Sailor Moon Crystal is on there, so you can just check it out. So it's on there.
Just be warned that the Sailor Moon on Netflix is the unedited version. It's the version that aired on Japan's TV. So it is complete with really wonky ass animation.
Yes.
It is not the DVD cuts, and I don't know why.
Licensing, that's right.
Yeah, but still, that's a very weird thing to license. Here's, this really crap version that everybody hated, which is why we had to get a new animation studio. But you can have this, and, we'll keep, these nice, pretty things so you can buy it and force you to, spend money.
Here's the thing. Toei is notorious for that. I mean, like if you go on some forums, there are people complaining about the Viz release of Sailor Moon Classic because it's not from the masters. And according to Toei, they're like, well, we couldn't do it. Meanwhile, the UK release, and the Australian release, which is not by Viz, it's by a different company, they were able to get their hands on the masters for some odd reason. I don't know how that works, but it's still the English voice actors. It's just some bullshit that Toei does on the regular. So
My internet just went really, really wonky.
that's odd.
But you're still here with us, right?
I'm here, but Twitch is not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it was just everything just kind of slowed down and like got really, I don't know, robotic for a bit.
Well, it must be those hentai torrents of yours.
Hey, I have no torrents going. I'm gonna blame the storm.
Fair enough. I mean, storms with DSL and cable, yeah, you're going to have issues. Fios, not so much. 2 hours after the storm, service cut. God damn it. In a way, I halfway expect my Fios router to just randomly reboot between midnight and 1 a.m. I'm expecting it, so. Anywho, we get into some housekeeping notes here. Don't forget, you can watch all of our episodes going back to the beginning of the year on YouTube, youtube.com/animejamsession. And at the top there, you'll see playlist, podcast VODs. Click on that and you'll see all of our episodes there. Episodes go up Thursdays at 12 noon, if I remember. It should be. The only time I don't remember it goes up at that time if I don't edit tonight and set it up to post. But, don't forget, check out the VOG Network shop at vognetwork.com/shop. Check out some of the cool merch that's there. Any purchases on the shop helps support the Voice of Geeks Network. And we love them. And also, a couple of things here I want to take note. Dark Soccer from OLR has put in the application to put Orange Lounge Radio into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Cool.
For longest running video game podcast /show. And if you think about it, they've been doing this all the way back when they used to do OLR To Go edition, which was like 2004, 2005. They've been doing this for 19 years, so. And another thing, I want to give a shout out to a couple of my cosplaying friends, GBT for Cosplay and Barracuda Cosplay. They will be representing the USA at WCS Finals in August. They're known as Stellar Rose, and they went old school on their skit. They did Revolutionary Girl Utena.
Nice.
Yep, that won it for them, and I thought it was great. I mean, you had a couple of modern skits up there. I mean, not skits, titles like Yashahime, or as I like to call it, Inuyasha GT. You had Violet Evergarden. There were two of those. Fire Emblem was up there. But I don't remember the rest of the titles. But it seems that when I was watching it, everybody's talking about the different titles. But when they came up as Utena, basically, I'm just saying that the chat just shut up. And it just was like nothing but Utena left and right, And they kept it plain and simple, and it worked for them. So congratulations!
Yeah, they did a really, really good job.
Yes, they did. And Ichigo is posting a link to their official photo and where you can watch the VOD of all of the skits together. I will say, from a technical point of view, I give it a 9 out of 10. Because there was a couple of audio hiccups here and there. And some people, when they were filming, there were too many screen changes to get your point across. Other than that, I thought it was good overall, And the thing is, nowadays, with virtual events and the rules going up, a lot of cons don't have, like, the proper rules of, like, what encoder you should use, what resolution, this and that, how your audio should be. So it happens. But I do know one thing that I heard through the reins when it comes to like streaming, which can also apply to doing videos and so forth. your video may not be as good, but if your audio is on par, you basically won the battle. So.
Well, and it also plays into the idea that cosplayers kind of have to be everything, and that's not always the case. I mean, even for me, when I first started out streaming, and a lot of these people out here, especially for things like the World Cosplay Summit, the World Cosplay Summit is heavily, very much focused in person. They look at your costumes, you demonstrate your performance ability, and all these other things. And so when you have to move it to an online system, and if the company didn't have, it seems like they had a pretty good virtual setup, but I have seen cons, far and few, with as good a virtual setup as the team at the WCS had. You know, a lot of these people that are starting to get into this are not going to know how to balance. They're not even going to know audio. Like, hell, I've been streaming for so many years. I'm like, does it sound good, guys? Are we set? And, you know, and my chat lets me know, like Siatabiri, honestly, VIP at my chat. But yeah, so, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you can probably say that, yes, they don't know what kind of encoders to use. They don't know what kind of audio to use. But at the same time, like, a lot of these kids and adults, I always call cosplayers kids because we're kids at heart. It is like they don't have the time to learn all this audio and video equipment on top of this other stuff.
See, but that's just it. They don't have to learn that. It's like, for example, at one of the jobs,
if editing is your shtick, that's pretty lucrative, especially if you have if you're in some company that treats its editors and behind the scenes people like on-air talent anyway.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Like, there was this one job I was working where I was doing tech support. They were having issues with the audio system because the CEO of the company just had throat surgery, and they wanted to put him on a microphone system where he won't be embarrassed of his voice. And I came up with a solution that they had me implement, only because I watched somebody else do it, you know, at various events, so I knew how to do that. A lot of the streaming stuff is just people like us. We're not experts. We're learning this as we're going along, taking what we know from experts and putting it together. Like, my advice on how to do a proper stream may work for a lot of people. Ichigo's setup may work even better for a lot of people. Ari's, Mako, it all depends. Sometimes you can take a little bit of all four and put it together and make it work for you, you know? And honestly, those who are working at WCS probably have done some streams, so they have a general idea, but you know, but it works, you know.
That's another thing with a lot of these conventions and stuff, especially cosplay contests and things like that. Since I've participated as a judge and a competitor in virtual contests before, it's a matter of the experience and the convention's willingness to either staff or have volunteers with the knowledge to run these type of events, and those who have staff and volunteers that are good at media grade audio may not always translate to, hey, so you're gonna have to work with Tyler and they can only stream off their phone and the audio is gonna be really grainy, so work with that. And it's not like,
honestly, no, maybe it's just me being biased. If all you can do is stream off of a phone, then maybe you shouldn't stream. If you want to do it a particular way, but if all you have is a phone, then maybe not so much.
This is more so for like all the digital events that have been going on. It's more so relating to that, where it's like it's a one-off. Like they're maybe not starting to stream and stuff, but like a lot of these digital virtual events are requiring, hey, you need to have a full body photo or video of you walking. You need to have a full setup of like you demonstrating the costume or your props or your wig or whatever, and all these things.
See, at that point, like, if a cosplayer is using their phone to record their skit and show what they're working with, I think that's perfectly fine. Because by default, your phone is going to be set at the highest quality. Just remember, people, please, when you're doing your recording, turn your phone this way. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Turn it horizontal. Turn it
vertical
landscape,
bad.
Please.
Yes, because you can always crop the video, but you can never really widen the image. So, and this is even for people who TikTok regularly. This is for content creators, new and old to different platforms. Always shoot in wide and crop in.
Now, Washi Otaku says that's how Alton Brown does his streams on YouTube with the phone. Well, what Alton Brown does all he needs is a phone. There are some people, all they need is a phone and that's it. But if you're streaming, you want to do fancy shit that you see other streamers do and all you have is a phone, you might want to save up for a desktop and get OBS.
And I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Ooh, yes. Behind the scenes streamer secret. Open your ear holes. Mirror selfies are not taken with your cell phone camera. They are taken with an external camera facing the person who's looking into the mirror.
Yep.
Or facing the mirror, depending on how it's shot. And so, there you go. You're welcome.
Ding, 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 ding. And Bonzo06 says, I literally will not watch a vid if they are a bot holding their phone in landscape mode. Fair enough. My issue is, if you are a VTuber, I probably am not going to watch you. I understand you have your reasonings for being a VTuber, and that's cool, and I respect that. But if I'm coming into your channel, I'm here to watch you and your content, not me and your content, you know? Granted, there is an exception to that rule for one person that I know, because we go back at least 20-something years, you know? And Acia the Beer says, remember when you had to blindly take selfies with the rear-facing camera?
Remember?
No. I want to say I remember on this, but it's true to this day. People who get together and do the selfie with their DSLRs and they're properly trying to adjust, and you know, because they don't have the model where the LCD screen flips out, you know.
I'm apparently very much 90s nostalgia core. Remember the days of conventions where you bought an instant camera and you would try to get a photo and then you had to wait a month for it to get developed?
Sounds like my very first convention.
I have stacks of photos from my first 3 cons with that, okay?
Or if you just, like, you know, stumble or, like, even, like, are moving a little too much and the picture comes out blurry like it's a 70s music video or something like that.
Yeah, but I know we're getting a little off topic, so...
One more thing before we get into Geek Roundtable, in reference to what Ichigo said about the 90s, and I remember how she mentioned cottagecore and explained, fuck cottagecore, we need 90s core. Let's get the alternative grunge rap hip hop style and just call it 90s core and call it a fucking day, because somebody on Twitter and Facebook made a mention of how adults in their 30s and their 40s are dressing like the way they wanted to in the 90s, and you know what, god damn it, let us, because I fucking loved it. Thank you.
If you can find flannel shirts that fit me, I will tie them around my gigantic waist in a heartbeat.
Old Navy, my friend.
I'll have to go to DXL or king size.
Well, no, you need the flannel, and then you need the t-shirt, and then you need the flannel that you wrap around your waist.
I mean, the t-shirts are not hard to find, because evidently the young is like the whole retro of walking around wearing 90s rock shirts and shit like that. I'm like, and you look at some
early 90s. You got to go with the United States Zubaz pants.
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to our segment, How Capitalism Does Nostalgia.
Yes.
It's what happened to goths, it's what's happened to punks, and it's what's happened to anime fans. Coming to a community near you.
And I just love how people think Hot Topic is a sellout. I'm like, y'all youngins don't really understand what Hot Topic is all about.
You know how long Hot Topic has been around?
Exactly.
I miss Hot Topic when it was, you know, creepy and nobody wanted to go in there because they were too scary.
Got it. C. DeBerry said 90s core but weeb. Let's call it weeb core. Seriously.
Hi, I've been doing that before it was cool.
Exactly. I think we're doing it right fucking now.
Hi, welcome to what I am today, which is Rainbow Vomit.
I thought you were 60s core with the Rainbow Vomit. I'm thinking peace and love and all of that.
Love and peace.
Love and peace. You do that at a con now. The youngers are like, what are they doing?
Oh, we've got pour one out. Hydrate everybody in chat for Suncoast video. And Junko jeans with Tenchi embroidery.
Wait, what?
Seattle Beer was making a joke.
Look, I I see your Jinko jeans with Tenchi embroidery, and I raise you mythwear bags, motherfucker. Mythwear bags.
I still have my cereal experience.
I still have I have an Evangelion one here that needs to be fixed. It needs a little band. I should put it in a box and ship it to you and be like, please put a little clip on there or something like that. I'm going to have to fix that. Bonds. I think we riled up Bonds by accident.
He put something in that I think the bots just automatically razz for because
Probably.
they read it as something else. It just says
it's too many posts within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Too many posts within like 5 minutes.
But we appreciate you, Bonds. We appreciate you.
I'm going to have to log in and fix that. Now that we have relived our teenage youth with some Metallica and AC/DC, and some Biggie Smalls, let's move on to Geek Roundtable. I realize my voice is still kind of strained from screaming and hollering over my friends winning WCS. Our upstairs neighbor called me on Facebook asking if I was okay, because I'm screaming and jumping around like a crazy man. All right. Geek Roundtable, this is a part of the show where we talk about the more of the geekier things we've been up to that we can share off some cool stuff if we have it. So, what you got for us this week, Ari?
This will take you back. Remember when we took a schlep all the way up to Cape Cod?
Oh, yeah. Provincetown and all that. Yep.
This is one of the first things I bought when I was there.
Funny you should mention that. Every Tuesday, I drink out of my Venus one. Fill it up with ice, pour in the soda, and call it a day.
Yeah, see, I had forgotten where I placed my bright blue tankard, and I wanted something to drink, so I just reached in the cupboard and got that. Had to rinse it out, but, we're good.
Sounds good.
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. And looks like with Mako-chan, death is coming for us all.
Yeah, as I said, my collection of pop figures kind of exploded. And when I started to collect them for myself, I wanted to attempt to get a pop figure of all of the characters that I actually cosplay. So I do cosplay Death. I have cosplayed Death, and this is my very favorite incarnation of Death, just because, it's one of the only female incarnations of Death. But yeah, so as I said, I did want to try and get pop figures for all of the characters that I cosplay. And so Death was one of the ones that I definitely wanted to get once I found out that they actually had a pop figure of her. I do enjoy her series, just because, it's all kind of interconnected with everything. I mean, technically the television show Lucifer that's out right now is connected to this whole series, which is interesting. They completely changed his character for the television series. He's a lot more likable in the television series than he is in the comic.
Air quotes.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, this happens to be, I'm not really big into DC. I'm much more of a Marvel girl. But this whole series with Death and Constantine and, that whole supernatural kind of thing is actually the part of DC that I enjoy, mainly because it was basically inherited from to DC. But yeah, so here is my Death.
And speaking of Lucifer, I'm caught up with season 5. I don't like what they did in the last two, like in the episode before the last one, but I understand why they did it. That's all. I did not like it, but I understood why they did it. So, season 6 is going to be a trip and a half.
Are they saying that season 6 is actually going to be the end? Because season 5 was supposed to be the end, and then it was like, oh, hey, guess what? We're going to do a season 6.
No, I linked you to an article about that where it showed him Tom Ellis and DB Woodside singing together as they finished the final scene for season 6. Because the way they end, I'll tell you off air,
Well, I know, but I know that, supposedly season 6 is the end, but, you never know because it hasn't aired yet.
True.
And they could, because, season 6 was a surprise to everybody. Season 5 was a surprise to everybody, and my lights just dimmed.
Just so you know,
if you lose me, it's because of the storm, and yeah.
And I was going to get to that. If anybody else power goes out while we're streaming, don't even worry about coming back. We're just going to continue going. If I go down, we're probably going to just end it right there. We may jump on Skype tomorrow and kind of do a quick wrap up to edit and roll about our way and all that good shit, And I removed the timer thing for you, Bond. So you good.
But yeah, that's stuff.
All right, Ichigo, what you working on?
That is like the best question, I guess, because I don't really get anything. So in the next few months, I guess I'm gonna be working back on some cosplay, and I don't quite know what I'm gonna be cosplaying yet. I figured that I should probably get back into it because hopefully next year I'll be going back into conventions and things like that, and so I figured sooner is better than never. So I'll be working on some costumes, and I don't know which ones to make. So I have to decide on like 2 or 3, have my community vote on them. But
you can always do blue-haired girl type Ranma.
That's true. I could do
it's like Ranma cosplaying as Rafe in Evangelion.
I was gonna say not Ranma, but also like I know Cologne has blue hair. Or what is her name?
Shampoo?
Not Shampoo. Shampoo
no.
is like purple.
Yeah.
She is blue in some images,
Mm-hmm.
but
it all depends,
Yeah, it depends on the source material. I could do Ranma 1/2, but I'm not sure yet. I could also do the character from Shokugeki no Sho, like the herbal.
Oh yeah,
herbal
Megumi.
Specialist. Yeah.
Megumi is a precious little bean.
Yeah, so I have a lot of options. This is actually my in-between hair. So I usually go blue before I go purple. And then Bonds is shaming me for my love of LEDs. And so I have to make some decisions. I also have some Sakizo pieces I want to do that are just high concept, like corsetry work. And then, what are some of the other ones that I've wanted to do recently? I thought I'd saved a bunch of them. Let me double check. Costume, cosplay reference. Oh yeah, and I was also looking at Jester, her 10th level design, because I think it looks really, really cute. It looks really, really cute.
All right. So I found myself finishing up Goblin Slayer after all this time, and it was really good. I enjoyed that. So I was trying to continue watching Jujutsu Kaisen. Tried to continue it my normal teenage hot romance snafu, but this is what I got from Crunchyroll. Middle fingers. It would continue to constantly stream. It was just constantly load. I stumbled across a new anime called Kanojo no Kanojo, which translates to girlfriend. And I think this is like the first polyamorous anime that's out there. It basically, he confesses his love to this one girl. He's been doing it for years. So they get to high school and she accepts him and they start dating. Then this other girl shows up. She confesses her love to him. And he's like, what do I do? So he comes up with the idea of, let me introduce her. So if my girlfriend likes her, we can all date. And that's basically what happened. And by the end of the first episode, they're all living in the same house together, but separate bedrooms. So, and I think it's going to be pretty good. I've not seen any other anime that kind of covers polyamory and open relationships and such. It's always been like harem anime where all the girls are trying to get the guy and the guy's like, I don't know, or he's not paying any mind to it. So there's that.
Or the other one is how they usually describe love triangles. It's more like a love corner with the two guys and a girl. And the girl is usually the one pushed in the corner.
Yeah, love haphazard, if you ask me. So after that, I started to watch The Rising of the Shield Hero, and I get it now. I mean, I was always wondering why were people mad about what was. Now I get it. I get it. To me, the Rising of the Shield Hero reminds me of a toned down version of Redo of Healer. I am currently on episode, I think, 6. So I'll probably be watching a few more episodes tonight before going to bed. And one of the things I've been trying to do was when I buy anime that has ongoing series and volumes, I try to collect them all the best I can. I failed when it came to the Ranma 1/2 DVDs, but I have the Blu-rays, so I have those. The DVD collection, for some reason, I want to complete it because I want to completion it in a way like that. But same thing with Sailor Moon. And I picked up one of the volumes a few weeks ago because it was on sale. Thanks to the Honey app, I got a notification that it was $10 off. So I now have Sailor Moon Supers Volume 2 in my hands. And this is the limited edition one where you get the Blu-rays and the normal DVDs. And again, it's interesting that the Blu-rays have a slightly higher quality than the DVDs. But like I said, that whole thing that we mentioned at the beginning of the show, so, you know. And
just a heads up, Ranma, I was going to say is Mako might need to peace out Cub Scout because she's having some electrical
that is not a problem. And since let's just go ahead and get into this and try to get through this as quickly as possible. Because if Mako's internet goes out and then whoever else's internet goes out, I'm basically going to wrap the show right then and there. So, you know. So let's go ahead and talk about this first story here. A manga that was canceled after one chapter. It's called Isekai Tenseiya Koroshi, Cheat Slayer. And it's from the writer of Kakegurui. And I'm just like, wow. So, the writer behind this, his name is Homura Kawamoto. He's looking to have some more of a dark fun with the isekai genre. And as you know, isekai is the big genre for anime this year. So he decided to go dark with it. And I thought Redo of Healer was dark, but you know, whatever. But in this series, Isekai Tenseiya Koroshi, Cheat Slayer, killing the people reincarnated into another world, Cheat Slayer. After one chapter, it was basically canceled. Evidently, I guess because due to the fact that it's a revenge story coded in hate and desire, which shouldn't stop it. But, you know, Monthly Dragon Age magazine's like, yeah, no. But, the premise behind this manga is that the main character, Lute, wants to join Rebels Against God Guild, which is made up of a bunch of characters who bear a striking resemblance to characters from actual isekais like Sword Art Online, or like we like to call it Trash Art Online. Kirito from that. And the time I got reincarnated as a slime's Rimururu, and so on. Readers point out that some of these similarities in the editorial department will kick to determine there will be problems moving forward. Depicting well-known heroes from other series as villains could be seen as denigrating those works, so they apologize to the creators of the properties and the other people involved in the project, saying that they were sure to pay more attention to these issues. Basically, it's okay to parody some characters in your manga, but if you're parodying them and making them look negative or evil, that's what's going to be the problem, especially if the original character they're based on is a good guy, you know?
It turns into a character assassination, which
there you go.
Something you usually see in only shitty fanfiction.
What about fanfiction.net?
We get it. You don't like character name equals true. Ugh. Yeah, literally, you can put any character's name in there, and the message doesn't change.
Exactly. So we live and learn with that.
To let you know how low of a bar that was to go over, to go under, I guess. Incarnate, the comic book that was made by Nick Simmons and plagiarized like 11 billion different mangas.
Yep.
That lasted 3 issues.
Man, it is pouring out hard out here. I'm feeling that wind come flying through here.
Yeah. You couldn't get you couldn't top that.
Mark it low.
The bar is somewhere in the sewers.
Anywho, let's talk about another long-running manga that breaks the Guinness World Record for most volumes. Golgo 13. Ari, what's up with that? Yeah.
Oh, I love this series. Taka Saito's long-running Golgo 13 manga has broken a Guinness World Record for most volumes published for a single manga series as of Monday, when its 201st compiled book volume shipped in Japan. The manga has surpassed Osamu Akimoto's Kojira Katsushika ku Kamea Ryoken Mei Hashutsujo.
That's a mouthful.
Or Kochikame, a police comedy manga, which has earned the record with its 200th and final book in September 2016. And Saito said that he is filled with gratitude towards his readers. The manga tied the record when its 200 compilation book shipped in Japan on April 5th. And the manga, centering on the titular legendary hitman, is the oldest manga still in publication. It was launched in Shogakukan's Big Comic magazine in 1968. So, 50 plus years old.
Mm-hmm. And if the name Golgo 13 sounds familiar to you, there were 2 video games based on this character that came out for the NES. I forget the name of the second title, but the first title was called Top Secret Episode.
And if you weren't familiar with the manga or anything, or even Japanese pop culture in general, you probably would have been confused and wouldn't have any idea what to do in the game like I was. But then again, I was like 7 or 8 years old at the time, so what the fuck did I know?
It happens. There you go. Questbuster told us the second one's called the Mafat Conspiracy. Thank you.
Odd that we haven't gotten another video game on it yet. Or maybe we have and it just never left Japan.
Probably.
So the manga will get its first ever spin-off in the supplemental issue for Big Comic Zokon on July 17th.
Cool. Also, there was an arcade game.
Nice. Deal with the changing, politics of the world and working it into your story and whatnot.
Well, he holds the Guinness Book title, so I think he's good now. So and that's what's up. All right, moving right along. This kind of touches on something that we discussed last week, I believe, or week before last, about Olympic controversy in anime. Something's up with Tezuka Productions. Okay, let's get that going. Mako, if you're there, can you tell us what's up with that?
No, she dipped out a while ago.
Oh,
she's having on our Skype window.
Oh, she's actually gone. Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this.
Would you like me to just go ahead and
yes,
read it,
please. Yes,
sure.
Please.
Okay, let me share this in the chat with you guys, because it looks like Tezuka is having a lot of fun with the controversies that are coming up here. So, Tezuka Productions had response to backlash regarding Olympic Committee's use of anime characters. The contract was signed at a time when nobody could have imagined the threat of coronavirus. Last week, the Japanese Olympic Committee, or JOC, issued a series of tweets promoting the Tokyo Olympic Games, using quotes attributed to characters from various anime series, including Astro Boy, Sailor Moon, and Crayon Shin-chan. As public opposition to the Tokyo Olympics continues, I am also still opposition of it. But, however, the committee has faced backlash for the tweets. Detractors argue that it feels out of character for the characters with a strong sense of justice, like Adam and Usagi, to support the games during a pandemic. In response to the backlash, Tezuka Productions head Rumiko Tezuka, the daughter of Osamu Tezuka, tweeted, "The contract for the character's cheering squad was signed after the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics were decided, at a time when nobody could have imagined the threat of coronavirus. At the time, everyone was looking forward to the games. Right now, the situation has made it so there are divided opinions regarding whether to continue holding them. But from a business perspective, Adam is participating in the cheering squad as part of the role he was given." She continued, "All of the characters who have been contracted to participate in the cheering squad are in the same position, not just Adam. They will do the job that they have been given." Wow. Cheering for the competing athletes. Please don't involve them in your debates whether the games should go ahead. In later tweets, she expressed her dismay at the controversy that has prompted a bigger uproar than when the characters were originally announced. She said that she will take the opinions that she has heard into consideration when negotiating future licensing deals, and she has tweeted that she regrets using the word business in her original tweet instead of providing more detailed explanation, and stressed that there are certain things she can't say publicly.
Right.
But still, to think that there are so many people in society who have such strong feelings about Adam, she remarked, "As painful as it is, I am grateful." Do you understand that part of the culture that you're trying to buy into with these licensing deals is that fandom that has feelings for these characters?
Oh boy.
Japan? Are you okay? Like, do you need to, like, sit down and have some water? Because, like, are you good? Okay, I'm gonna leave you to it. But I'm gonna worry. Anyway.
I mean, they can't just break a contract like that, you know?
No, they can't. But the fact that she's kind of reneging on this idea that she didn't understand the fandom had such deep ties and, like, associations with character, when a lot of their culture is predicated on this idea that these characters become part of the culture, seems very backwards and much like she's just trying to dig herself out of a hole. Especially
it's like she's throwing rocks at a beehive. Like
That's
she's
one hell of a hole.
Best Girl impersonation.
Yeah. She's basically, like, trying to lessen the amount of controversy that's happening, but at the same time, like, mischaracterizing the level of
grossly underestimating how devoted Japanese fans were to their fandoms.
I don't even feel like she is, though. I feel like it's that, like, peeling backwards from the situation to disengage from
it's just
the aggression.
basically backpedaling and trying to appease the fandom.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I fucked up. How do I fix this?
Exactly. Too late. We're at your door with pitchforks, you know?
Yeah, it's a YouTuber apology. She said, we have people in chat going, she did this for the clout. It's not so much even for the clout. It's literally capitalism. It's literally that they know that these mascots sell. Like, when has Sailor Moon ever not been a profitable thing?
Mm-hmm.
When has a nostalgic Osamu Tezuka produced piece like Astro Boy been something that doesn't bring money? Riddle me this, Japan. Anyway.
Well played. Well played.
Yes. Let's move on.
I'll take this one if you want.
All right, go for it. I think at this point it'll just be like whatever you feel like, because it's like it kind of threw everything out of whack, and I didn't properly plan because shit happened. So
Godzilla and Hamtaro collab again for Mighty Cute crossover goods. Back in 2002, very different movies were premiering in Japan at the same time. Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, and Hamtaro, Adventures in Hamland. Well, changing gears so hard you're going to blow out the transmission. The films joined forces for a mashup advertising under the name Godzilla Ham-kun. And that's kind of tricky to say, so it's Godzilla Ham, which makes you think of a Godzilla made out of ham.
Pork roll, anyone?
Years later, huh?
Pork roll, anyone? Sorry, Ari.
If there was going to be a pork product made into a giant monster, it would be pork roll. So anyway, 20 years later, they're bringing back the line with new goods and variants. Prominently featured are the Golden Silver Godzilla Ham-kun plushies, originally sold to celebrate the Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And the red, green, and blue ones will be back as well. The plushies include removable Godzilla hood so you can see Hamtaro's adorable ears. And if you can't get enough of these Mechagodzilla Ham toys, you can also get them as banks. And he's on his own shirts now, too, including one featuring kaiju comic book artist Matt Frank's realistic take on the mascot. Which, whoo boy, I didn't think I could see a hamster go into the uncanny valley, but here we are.
And as Questbuster says, honey-baked Godzilla ham.
Yeah.
And looking at Ichigo's expression, she's like, I got ideas.
Still waiting
That's
for
not
that.
it at all.
Okay.
It makes me think of like Toru and how she's always trying to feed her tail to people.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
Still waiting for the Hello Kitty Gundam crossover. It's a Hello Gundam!
They actually exist.
Yep. See, now, god damn it, Ichigo. Now I'm picturing you as Toru with your tail on a silver plate, on a silver platter, offering it to Mako-chan because she cosplays Kobayashi, and you got like the big wide eyes, and she's just looking at you like, no.
I was pretty sure.
Or just me and Rama just looking at the tail on the plate, looking at each other, and then looking back at the tail like, what the fuck you want us to do?
No, I actually would be part of it as Fafnir, just bitching for no apparent reason because that's what Fafnir does.
I think that Yadabiri has you though, Ari. More so of like Hello Kitty meets like Evangelion. So like, get in the robot, Pochako.
Oh boy.
I like it.
Every episode would end with the congratulations applause.
As long as we get Bats Maru as Gendo Ikari.
Yeah, that's the only character you could. Like, the Bats is just like, yeah.
All right, I'll allow it.
Oh, man. This is what happens when you go off the rails, people.
Well, Ranma, do you want to take the next article?
Yeah, I'll take the next one, and I guess you can wrap up with that last one.
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is something we've been talking about on this show for a little bit, about Kyoto Animation's memorial video. But it seems that, they're going to stream the video on July 18th for the second anniversary of the arson attack. The video will be available on their YouTube channel. So if you go over to twitter.com/KyoAni, KYOANI, and you'll see information there. You go there and you click on it. The video will start streaming at 10:30 a.m. Japan Standard Time, and it'll be 10 minutes, and then there'll be a minute of silence at 10:35. This video will be available all day for anybody to watch. And as they noted on their website, that they put this information up, that it's been almost 2 years since the incident that took place at our first studio. With grief in our hearts, we have been producing animations while supporting each other and have kept moving forward day by day since then. They also say that the studio asks people refrain from visiting the site of the former studio or the current offices on the day or any other day, as well as refrain from sending any gifts or flowers, and that if sent, they will be declined. And that's all on their official website at kyotoanimation.co.jp. And there's an English version site there. And if you remember a couple of years ago, fans across the country banded together and donated. I think donations hit almost $2 million to help Kyoto Animation. And I think that's just amazing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's move along. Now I see there's some lowballing going on with MAPPA, all right? I got things, I might have something to contribute to this, so take it away, Ichigo.
Alrighty, so I know that you guys, if you have been stuck indoors like I have been, and you've been checking out Netflix's new anime series, you'll have noticed a name that was a pretty constant bedfellow. MAPPA, the studio that has produced many a Netflix anime, is I guess under fire for just lowballing everything.
Mm-hmm.
So animation director Ippei Ichii claimed MAPPA offered low rates for Netflix-made anime, and Ichii claims that he was offered 3,800 yen or $34 per cut on a Netflix series at MAPPA. Animation director Ippei Ichii, who recently worked on Zombieland Saga Revenge Episode 8 at MAPPA, expressed disappointment on his Twitter account today at the rates he was offered to work on his show at the MAPPA studio, produced by Netflix. He claimed that he was offered just $34 US or 3,800 yen per cut or short scene for the unnamed series. In the above tweet, he says, a producer for a Netflix production at MAPPA offered the animator $34 per cut, and usually for a TV anime series, the going rate is between 34 and 63 US dollars per cut. Ichii was worried that accepting this rate would mean that the rates across the board would go down further for animators, and his advice is to ask for 15,000 or 15k yen per cut, which is roughly 135 US dollars. In a second tweet on the subject, Ichii says that the problem with Netflix offering such low rates for cuts of anime when they have so much capital, he claimed, is that the rates are possibly cheaper than TV anime. Ichii also followed up by saying that he'd been asked to remove the tweets by the company just a minute after posting. Another animator, Thomas Romain, responded saying that he believes that what Ichii said is pretty standard rate used by most of the companies, and that's why he never worked in Japan as an animator, but as a pre-production designer because of the cheap rates for Genka, or key animation. Veteran animator Hiroyuki Yamada, key animator for Mobile Suit Gundam ZZ, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Dropkick on My Devil, also chimed in saying 3,800 yen or $34 was a price per cut when he entered the anime industry 40 years ago, and ramen was only 300 yen or 30 cents roughly back then. The only anime produced at MAPPA that Netflix has been directly involved in and publicly announced is the recently released Yasuke from LaShawn Thomas, who recently appeared at the MAPPA 10th anniversary event, and unlike most other Netflix original anime, such as MAPPA production Dorohei Doro, Yasuke was made outside of production committee systems, making Netflix the sole contributor to the series. Projects such as the Animator Dormitory Project have sprung up to help animators with housing costs while they start out in the industry, helping animators that have since gone to work on Attack on Titan, Black Clover, and many other anime projects. But you know me, I'm always on the side that animators and artists aren't paid enough, so get on it, Netflix.
And what's interesting,
yeah, definitely. I mean,
what's interesting,
we're just lucky that they didn't try to offer to pay these people in the E word.
Yep.
What were you going to say, Ranma?
It's interesting that that same tweet came up by Crunchyroll had shared it. Somebody called Crunchyroll out for low paying their translators. I wish I could find that screenshot. And they got blocked by Crunchyroll for saying it.
Ouch.
Now,
wow.
Now here's something interesting. I mean, all right. If this is true, it kind of explains the animation quality of Jujutsu Kaisen and Yasuke. Both are done by MAPPA. If they did lowball the price for Netflix for Yasuke, I would assume maybe there was extra money there that went to the animation quality. Because I tell you this right now, Yasuke, the anime itself is bullshit. But the animation quality is superb. In comparison to Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm like, who worked on this and who worked on that? What the hell, you know?
And I actually did like Dorohei Doro.
Yeah, and there's a new series coming out by MAPPA, and me and a friend of mine, we were discussing it on Twitter, and the animation quality on that looked amazing. I'm like, how do you go from crap to Renaissance painting to something in the middle? I mean, come on. You're not Toei. I mean, come on. Stop that. Anywho, now that we got...
You pay artists cut rate you pay artists low pay, artists give you low quality work. You get what you pay for.
Exactly. Or in my field of work, the lower you pay me, the longer it takes for you to get your equipment back. I'm sorry, this person wants to pay my rate and then some, so they get their computer back quicker.
Speed, quality, and cost efficiency. You only get to pick two.
Exactly. And now we're at the part of the show where we talk about interesting articles coming out of Japan. And meanwhile, in Japan. And I call dibs on the second article.
I will take the first one because y'all know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do know.
And I guess I'm jumping on the grenade that is the fourth one.
No, you can take the rest. You can take the one with the masked politician.
Nah, this is fine. We can talk about the masked politician later.
Okay. All right.
Let's break you guys' walls down a little bit with some wholesome cat content. You've heard of cats that run train stations, but have you heard of business cats? I'm sure you haven't, but a business in Japan is staffed by cats. And if Karen wants to talk to the manager, she's going to have to learn some feline language, because a cat is the store manager. This cozy little cafe is in Japan, and the store manager often sits on a box next to the cashier. He or she supervises the daily operations and greets the customers with purrs and a whole lot of cuddles as they come to visit. Cats are adored in Japan, but most of the kitties from cat cafes are non-rescue. When Hannah Shaw, a kitten rescuer of Kitten Lady, discovered this rare gem called Neko Cafe Time in the heart of Fushimi Ward, Kyoto, where rescue cats rule the roost, she knew she had to check it out. I was so excited to stumble upon the cafe supporting shelter cats. The cats are all rescued and living a great life in a cute little secondary story cafe near the Inari Shrine. All these kitties were given a second chance at life by local rescue groups and eventually found their permanent home at Neko Cafe Time. This purr-filled establishment regularly takes a new feline staff member, and the newest employees are two red and white brothers rescued from the streets and nursed back to health. This establishment is continuously taking in new kitty staff members, and recently 2 new employees were hired. Bob, the store manager, for sure told them properly how to behave in their community. And Bob is the oldest cat. He became the store manager. He always wears a bow tie and walks around with a serious face, but he's actually a very kind cat and likes it when people scratch his nose. Bob loves his feline staff, and they often call for each other and stay close and watch together out the window. When it's eating time, they each have their own spot to go and enjoy their meals. And they also enjoy a helping paw wherever they go, and apparently know how to open doors. Anyway, if you need something to warm the dark cockles of your heart in this trying time, in this economy, you should definitely check out the article. And if you're in Japan, you should definitely go and visit. Yeah, super cute.
That really is a Neko Hanten.
It is definitely a Neko Hanten.
Well, this is definitely one way to give Ron Misao tell me a heart attack.
Or just imagine some Karen trying to find somebody to scream at, and whoops, she's allergic to cat dander. The problem just solves itself.
Whoopsie doodle. All right, let's see, what else do we have here? We've all seen English all over the place, and sometimes it's funny. But there are those times where English gets a little naughty at no fault of his own. So it looks like there was an English mistake that turned an innocent sign into an X-rated notice at a Japanese store. That's not good. So, as we mentioned before, there are English signs all over the place in Japan. Big companies even have them, like Pizza Hut and Osaka Metro. And sometimes translating and putting it up there, it can kind of miss the mark, like the movie Lost in Translation. Now, for the most part, we find English stuff funny and hilarious. But there are those times where it's not the way it should be. It looks like in the Arakawaoki branch of the Joyful 2 Hobby Specialty Store, located at Tsuchiura and Ibaraki Prefecture, they had a sign that said, "Self-Sucking Corner." Yeah. And evidently this sign is also available at the chain's Chiba Newtown branch and Inzai Chiba Prefecture. While the English sign was intended to be a nice gesture to help English-speaking customers, it no doubt left them scratching their heads in regards to it. While the self-sucking corner gives a whole new meaning to Joyful 2, the actual act of self-sucking in a corner of the store would be legally off limits and likely physically impossible. Well, the reason for the mistake is revealed in the katakana message printed next to it, which reads phonetically as self-sacking corner. The problem occurs with the words where it sounds like sa, sounding similar to su, in the English word for suck, such as sacking pad. And if you look it up on Google, it'll take you to sucking pads, a product designed for an attachment for baby carriers for babies to suck on. With the katakana word for sack being used to mean suck in some cases and sack at other times, the confusion between the two words became understandable. Still, the store sign was noteworthy for its hilarious mistake that even it was made its way to Japanese sites, where Japanese commenters had a laugh at the sign as well. So, what happens if I self-suck at the self-sucking corner?
You make eye contact and keep going to establish dominance.
My body isn't supple enough for this store. Here's a good one. Businesses should really avoid posting signs they don't understand themselves. And also, it's hard to tell the difference in pronunciation between sucking and sacking. It is true that these small nuances and pronunciation make it difficult for Japanese speakers to differentiate between the two words, especially when it comes to speaking and listening. It's one of the many reasons why English exists and continues to this day to creating blunders that include making Kyoto the enemy of the world. Whoops.
Usually the world has an axe to grind against Tokyo. That's a step up.
Well, Kyoto
or maybe Hong Kong if they're trying to coddle up to some Chinese investors.
Well, remember.
Go ahead.
Well, remember Kyoto used to be the capital, so it's always that.
Mm-hmm. Or in our chat, Cianaviri comments, there's a subreddit for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh boy. Oh. So back in January, the Japanese masturbatory aid maker Tenga announced its most ambitious project yet, the Tenga rocket. A joint venture with aerospace company Interstellar Technologies, the Tenga rocket will be sent into space as part of a mission with multiple objectives. An associated crowdfunding project manager raised over 1.8 million yen, which is about $16,000, but still fell short of its goal. But Tenga, however, is about to bring things to a satisfying climax. This article. And so
I warned you.
The Tenga rocket's project is still a go, and the rocket's airframe has been completed. Decked out in Tenga's red and silver colors, the rocket sports a company slogan, "Love, Freedom, and Tenga," along its shaft. The rocket was officially unveiled to the public in a ceremony attended by Tenga President Koichi Matsumoto and Interstellar Technologies founder Takafumi Horie. At 10 meters long, which is about 33 feet, it's not the biggest rocket, but what matters, of course, is how Tenga is going to use it. It'll be carrying a device to record data during the voyage, which will be used in the development of a new Tenga aid that could be used in outer space. Since the company figures that there are going to be some lonely nights as humanity slowly migrates out into the stars. The rocket's payload, god damn it, will also include a Tenga-shaped pod stuffed with the written hopes and dreams of 1,000 Tenga fans. And once the rocket reaches space, the pod will be discharged from the rocket so that those wishes can drift through the cosmos. I can only imagine what that will look like. The Tenga rocket will be launching this summer from the Hokkaido spaceport, a facility in the town of Taiki on the east coast of Japan's northern Hokkaido prefecture. The launch will be streamed on YouTube and video sharing site Nico Duga, but the exact time and date are currently being kept secret in order to avoid crowding around the site during the pandemic. And also, maybe because it'll be a little awkward to have a crowd around when whipping out a Tenga.
Well, I guess this rocket really is going to pierce the heavens.
I wish that was alcohol.
Well, the rocket doesn't have much in the way of girth, but it certainly has length. And as Cedarberry says, it takes two to tango, but only one to Tenga. Touche.
You've been waiting on that one, haven't you?
Woo!
Oh, thank you. Yeah, space dick. Wonderful.
What about the spear longing us?
Can we end this, please?
Yes, I think we can at this point. Because we don't want that rocket to be a dud now, so. If you like the show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So what we tell you what we like and don't like, we basically mean that. If you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find our weekly podcasts, cosplay tips and tricks, cosplayer interviews, anime reviews, editorials, links to our Facebook for cosplay photos, and links to our YouTube page full of cosplay and convention videos. All that and a lot more at animejamsession.com. And if you did like tonight's show and you want to check out some other shows, pull up your favorite podcasting app. Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, whatever you like, and search Anime Jam Session. Over 500 episodes are available for your listening pleasure. And what's great is that these apps do allow you to leave like a review, so if you want to drop a review, we'd appreciate that. A little bit goes a long way. And don't forget to follow us on our social medias of YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Definitely follow us on YouTube for our convention videos, Facebook for when we're going live, articles, and convention photos, Twitter, so that way you know when we're going live, when we have new articles up and new stuff for the share. All of that, Anime Jam Session. Thank you so much. Let's see. And don't forget our tip jar down below. There's a link to our Streamlabs. There's a link to our Ko-Fi. If you like it, if you don't want to do bits, just click it and send us some money. We'd appreciate that. Every little bit goes right back into the site, helps the site and everything keep going. So we really appreciate that. The bits, the auto hosting, everything. We truly appreciate every little bit that y'all do. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
I just want to get to bed. Hopefully I won't wake up contorting in pain.
Gotcha. Last words, Ichigo.
Well, I'm gonna get to work. Good night, y'all.
My last words, Ice Cream and Rising of the Shield Hero. I'm really enjoying it. The dub is really good. And Mako-chan would be like, F the world. Anywho, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode, great topics, and more shenanigans. So, I'm Ranma.
I'm Ari.
And I'm Ichigo Gami.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Sleep tight. Don't let the nightmare creatures bite.
Oof. Say good night, Ichigo.
Good night, Ichigo.
That was just creepy. But I should have known better. It was you. So, anywho, good night, y'all.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on the show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it! For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!